Hey, welcome back to Unknown Goals. I'm Unknown. Goals is working the camera right now, and we're about to be unboxing some new products that we got for working in general. We've wanted to get some drill presses and some other equipment for projects that we've had in the past, and now that my work kind of revolves around steel and metal working, we thought it was pretty much time to get whatever we needed to work on any kind of piece of steel I brought home. So today we're going to be unboxing a Central Machinery drill press, just a tabletop drill press. We're also going to be going over the Central Forge drill press vise. We also got some Bauer drill bits. These were said to be, they were cheap, but they were told to be more reliable just in general. And if I break them, I break them, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. We also got some industrial C-clamps and lock grips. We also got royal purple for our cutting fluid today, just to test it out, see how it goes. We're going to unbox all of this and test it as we go. So, unboxing done. All pieces look to be like they're here. I put machinery like this together before. It looks like it should be pretty straightforward. I don't think I have any missing pieces. And let's get it together and see how it works. So we found that we don't have these two set screws as we were putting this thing together, but so far that is the only thing that this thing is missing. And we just gave a call to Harbor Freight, and they said they were willing to open up a new box and let us just take out the two set screws that are necessary. So we're about to head over there and pick those up. So we just got back from Harbor Freight, and we were able to secure two more set screws, the ones that we needed. They were able to open up a box and just pull it out straight for us. And there was no issue, no problem. And we didn't even buy the warranty. It was just great customer service on their part. Truly just willing to work with their customer and get the customer the product, whatever they needed. And so we can now put this one back into where it was supposed to be, and we can get these two into here and continue working. Finally got it all put together. The two missing set screws, a little setback. That wasn't that big of a setback, but it was kind of an annoyance. But Harbor Freight was willing to just give us brand new ones, no questions or issues. All in all, pretty easy thing to put together. One thing we did kind of goof was we put the top on before we got the chuck on, but we were able to get that all put together correctly, and now it is fully seated in there, and we don't think it should have any issues. Before we start messing with this, I've heard of several people telling me that I need to get all of this at a level base before we start really working it. All these belts and pulleys up here need to be level. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that we've got everything in the correct and proper orientation before we start this thing up. And as soon as we get that going, then we'll start messing around and see what we can do. So we got this set up, we plugged it in, and as of right now, we are officially locked out and tagged out. We found that this is the piece that, when unscrewed on both sides, this tensions both this pulley and this pulley at the same time. So when wanting to change RPM, we unscrew this, let the motor roll forward, and pull the belt to whichever size of the cylinders that we need as it goes. The only issue that we have that I see with this is that when this pushes out, it pushes the engine out and forward a little bit. It doesn't have a stabilizer up top, and that lightly makes me nervous. But we'll give her a go and we'll see how it goes. So, unbox these. So far seem pretty good quality. We have not tested them yet, obviously. But, let's see. Pulled these out. I mean, if you're gonna get a set of this, you can do whatever you want with the inside pieces. But, as first request, I believe my mom gave us a bag of pennies. And so we'll probably have to use the smallest one possible. We'll see if this even works in this bad boy. And then another thing we need to figure out is how we can bolt this into there. And look at that, it lines up pretty good. So it'll only be able to actually fit 2 bolts in here, but that should be more than enough to seat it where we need it. They won't fit the angles that way. It's not big enough. What it is that this thing only has a certain limit of smallness, which we will have to figure that out. So let's test to see how small this thing can actually fit of a piece. So we're going to give her a try. I've got my oil here for lubricant. I am locked out right now. For safety reasons, I will be wearing my PPE. On top of the fact, I will be taking my ring and watch off. You do not want any of these pieces getting caught in machinery, because it would be a very bad day for you to get your finger degloved or your wrist pulled on. You know what? We should not have these out. All hair and jacket tassels are a very bad idea to have next to anything spinning or moving. So we're gonna put our key in. We will give her a try. Like butter, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. Remember to always remove your lock and or unplug your machinery before you ever touch it. You never know who could come in and bump the wrong thing to have it turn back on. But from just this little view, let's see. Let's pull our glove off here. It's not hot at all. That just butter cut. That wasn't much friction on that at all. All right, well, let's set up and try to cut something out, shall we? Maybe we'll try cutting something with a little bit bigger of a piece. Can you see me?
No.
I can see you barely.
So he has done the amazing job of accidentally dropping it in. So note to self, don't do that.
You know what? I just got it out. The metal that I'm going to be cutting is about just 1/4 of an inch. So nothing too crazy. I mean, it's probably bigger than most people's typical piece of metal, but
I wonder what the biggest one does.
you want to see what the biggest one does?
Yes.
All right, let's go for the big boy.
Isn't it like a 1/2 inch one?
It is a whole 1/2 inch. On the money, hun. It's a bad boy. I'm gonna have to stuff this plate way further down. We only have one other drill that requires a key like this, and I guess I haven't used it as much because this key is kind of obnoxious to get stuff into it. Okay, right there, looks good. It's all cleaned up, it's all nice. Let's see, so we're gonna have to, first off, I need to make sure that I can cut through it. Let's go around, we're gonna try doing something different. Okay. We're gonna try busting out our clamps and vice grips. Let's see how these hold out. Now, when it comes to these, you can get these with more of a rounded tip, but we use those at work a lot, and they like to score the metal that you work on. They really leave this nasty, rounded dent in there. I just didn't want that, so we're gonna try and see how these are like. I've never used these before, but they should be able to hold your piece without scarring it too much. Now I know this isn't necessarily, we're not trying to keep this pretty because we're just playing right now. Okay. So let's see what happens. Smoke just about as much as that at work. That's pretty much, that feels pretty per norm.
Can it burn you?
Can it burn you? Oh yeah, these pieces come out very hot. You're cutting metal, and these shavings come out pretty darn hot because you're moving that piece. Any amount of friction or movement causes heat.
The last piece of metal you drilled, you touched it to see if it was hot. Are you saying you wouldn't recommend touching this one?
Probably not. It doesn't feel too hot. I'm not catching any. He's a little toasty, but he's not too hot. So, I'd say that came off pretty good. And that's your hole. Now with these burrs at work, we take basically a putty knife and we just scrape them off.
And the burrs are the part of the metal that didn't come off?
Yep, these right here, that would be your burr. On top of that, this piece right here is a burr. But as far as I can tell, that's a pretty decent hole for a $140 drill press. Now, the guy at Harbor Freight said that this drill press pretty much would be able to cut through anything. It more relied on what bit you had going into it. So, yeah, for my money's worth, I'd say that was pretty darn good. And that was a 1/4 inch of steel. So, I'm happy with the result of that.
I would also say as long as the drill bit's not bigger than the hole it's about to go into, it'd be fine too.
That too. And I'm sure you can also buy replacement tables and such for these presses. But until we start using this thing to an extreme amount, I don't see us really having to use anything bigger than a 1/2 inch. I mean, we're only gonna do a couple of projects.